Hello everyone, let's continue with episode 1, Zhao Kuangyin's Tabard, episode 2. As for the Song army, they hadn't been able to capture the city for several months, and many soldiers had died in battle, causing a shortage of food and supplies. Zhao Kuangyin was extremely upset when he heard that the granary's grain was mysteriously disappearing, and suspected someone stealing military grain. Upon hearing the news, Zhao Kuangyin was furious and ordered the soldiers to guard the granary tightly, and also to give an order to execute the thief once being caught. However, despite the heavy guard around the granary, the food continued to diminish. Eventually, General Wang Quanbin came up with an idea of setting up a net above the granary. As a result, Monkey Boy was caught. Ling Zhi quickly grabbed something and rushed to the Song army camp. After running for more than 10 miles, she saw her son bare-chested and tied up, kneeling on the dirt platform from a distance. She rushed forward. A mother and a son hugged each other, crying bitterly. What Ling Zhi brought was a tabard from many years ago, with the bloodstains still visible. She said to her son, "My child, you are leaving. Your mother has nothing else to give you, so wear this robe, then you won't be cold in the underworld." As the execution was about to take place, someone shouted, "Wait!" This person approached it to examine the tabard wearing a monkey boy. Then he came to Ling Zhi and asked, "Sister, where did you get this tabard from?" Ling Zhi recounted the history of Tabard in detail. After listening to Ling Zhi's story, the person said, "Sister, I lost a tabard years ago, and this one looks exactly like mine." At that moment, General Wang Quanbin ran over and told Ling Zhi, "This is our Majesty. Please kneel down." Ling Zhi was startled and quickly knelt down. Zhao Kuangyin helped her up and explained the event of the past. It turned out that Zhao Kuangyin was just a small officer undergo with command back then, fighting on the battlefield and risking his life. One time, they were falling into an ambush. All soldiers died, and he was seriously injured and passed out. When he woke up, he found himself lying on the bed, his tabard partially removed, his wounds bandaged, and beside him was a woman. Feeling that he was not severely injured, Zhao Kuangyin also thought it wouldn't be appropriate for a woman to be alone with him, which would cause trouble for the woman. So he quietly got up and put on his clothes. But when he tried to put on his tabard, he found that half of it was pressed beneath the woman's body. Seeing that the woman was deeply asleep, he didn't want to disturb her, and taking off another half of tabard to cover her, and quietly left. Zhao Kuangyin planned to return and repay his gratitude once he had settled down. But once he entered the military, he was constantly at war for several years. Later, when he became emperor, he remembered the tabard but didn't know the woman's name, nor could he remember her appearance clearly. How could he find her then? So he gave up. Unexpectedly, many years later, Zhao Kuangyin saw his tabard again. He said to Ling Zhi, "Kind sister, if you didn't save my life, there wouldn't be a prosperous Song dynasty today. Now, whatever you want, just ask." Ling Zhi knelt in front of Zhao Kuangyin, saying, "As a common people, I have no other requests. This child is my only relative. Please spare his life." Zhao Kuangyin was in a difficult position. As an emperor, his words could not be easily changed. Especially to kill the monkey boy is a military order. At this moment, Wang Quanbin came and said, "Since this tabard belonged to your majesty in the past, it can be considered an imperial robe. Executing someone wearing an imperial robe would disrespect your majesty. Please let the monkey boy go." Thus, Monkey Boy regained his freedom, and Lingzhi expressed her endless gratitude to Zhao Kuangyin. Zhao Kuangyin learned from Lingzhi about the current situation of the local people and said, "It's my fault that so many people are suffering. I will ask someone to distribute some of the military grain to them." Soon the local people received the grain and were all thanks to Zhao Kuangyin, hoping that the Song army would soon defeat Shu and they could live in a peaceful life. However, Zhao Kuangyin's troops became increasingly difficult. Shu occupied strategic passes, had more food supply, and could withstand a long siege by the Song army. Zhao Kuangyin's troops were exhausted from continuous battles due to insufficient food, putting them at a disadvantaged status. At this critical moment, a man from Shu reported to Zhao Kuangyin, seeing that there was a secret path on a mountain that led to Jianmen Pass, which he had accidentally discovered. Zhao Kuangyin was overjoyed and followed the man with his troops. However, the men led the Song army into an ambush set by the Shu army in a dense forest. Thousands of arrows were shot, and many Song soldiers were killed or injured. Zhao Kuangyin realized he had fallen into a trap, but thanks to desperate efforts of Wang Quanbin and others, he escaped. The Shu army reluctantly pursued Zhao Kuangyin, and with other enemy troops ahead, if they formed an encirclement around the Song army, escaping would be impossible. So, was Zhao Kuangyin captured? Please continue to listen to episode 3. Thank you.